Hello, Pilates for the People community. I'm Mariusz.
And I'm Emma.
And what are we going to be talking about today, Emma?
Well, we brought you into our living room because we wanted to talk about how to optimize your environment for movement.
And share with them what did we do for last year? What did we not have?
We did not have a couch. I think it's been like 3 years.
Well, it's been a long time.
Obviously now we have a couch. It's important to relax. I want to say that up front. That's a very important part of every single day. But we also learned important stuff about hip mobility from eating all of our meals on this table here. This little coffee table height. We also don't have a dining table or chairs at that dining table. We do a lot of stuff every day at this table, and we're always sitting on the ground, which requires a lot of hip flexion, a lot of knee flexion. You're using your feet, your ankles, toes. One thing you'll find when you're sitting in a floor-seated position a lot is it's really good at opening up your hips. You'll also have to switch positions frequently. Like, you're not going to be able to sit in one position very comfortably for an extended period of time. You're constantly shifting these positions, and you're constantly finding new ways to improve mobility in your hips.
Yeah, this is a totally good point. You know how people ask us about how can we bring a little bit more movement into our days? Start sitting on the floor. Start shifting your hips from side to side. You notice that when you're on the floor, you're not only flexing and bending at your knees, at your hips, but you're also moving your spine in different directions. It's not just static.
And this is a great way to improve hip mobility without buying anything. And it's pretty low risk at first. It can be, especially if you're not used to it, it can be really uncomfortable. But we have a ton of props, and like sometimes we'll just use blankets. This carpet softens the floor a little bit.
I feel like for me the hardest part was getting on the floor and getting off the floor, not necessarily just being on the floor. Once I was on the floor, I was like, set. I'm fine, I'm on the floor. You know, I can shift and move around, but getting on and getting off the floor was something to get used to, for me at least. When I started to get on the floor, I wouldn't be able to squat quite fully. And with lots of work, lots of Pilates and strength training and other stuff, I got to start to move my hips in a way that will start to allow me to find the floor a little bit easier. But also I think sitting on the floor helped that. It's helped me being able to get on and get off the floor.
Mm-hmm. Improving that mobility will over time definitely help you in that mid-range, because that mid-range is also a strength issue. This kind of squat, some people can get here, although this took a long time. Marius, it took a couple years to get. He thought, no way am I ever going to be able to find a full squat, knees all the way bent.
But there was going to be no way. I was here and I was thinking, well, how am I going to get closer to the floor? It's getting better.
Yeah, getting better. You practice a lot. That mid-range, like right about here, it's a lot of strengthening to get through this range. But that's what arms are for.
But
you
this
can
is
always
not
move
a
your arms.
comfortable or accessible position to you. You can always switch it up. You can always change it up, like she just said. You can use your arms to get on the floor. You can use your shoulders, your elbows to get on the floor.
You can sit like this.
You can use a chair to help you get through that mid-range.
Yeah, and if your back hurts, you can always lean against something. Because that's another thing, is it gets a little fatiguing to sit on the ground. But I really think the benefits outweigh the initial discomfort as you're getting used to this. I think it's a really valuable thing to be able to sit on the floor for a long period of time.
And it's very habitual. Once we started, first few times I was crying about it, remember? I did not want to get on the floor. I was like, I'm going to get a chair. And then you started to sit on the floor a lot. And I did notice your hips, you weren't complaining about any sort of like hip tension during that time. And that made me jealous. And I really wanted to find that ease to getting off the floor, just like you were doing with the practice. And I saw that practice really helped you. I also had a choreography that I needed to go straight down to the floor with my heels on the floor, and I was like, how am I even gonna practice that? I'm never gonna be able to do it. Being on the floor and switching positions did help my hips open up a lot.
So you didn't do a lot of extra training. You just kind of hung out on the floor for a while.
Yeah, I hang on the floor.
Yeah, because you'll just, by nature of being on the ground, you're going to have to be stretching just by being here in a way, at least until you get used to it.
But then I was not even only stretching, I was even rolling out. I didn't need extra props to roll up my hips. My hips are tight, and they were tight, but they're still tight. And it was to the point where I didn't need a roller, I didn't need a pinky ball to roll out my hips. I would just sit on the floor just like I am right now and start rolling out my hips. The pinky ball eventually came into the equation, and the roller came into the equation. I would lie on the floor because I was so close to it already that I would take more naps throughout the day as well.
Well, that's the other thing, is you can like easily just lie backwards.
So let's tell them what we did when we got a couch.
When we got the couch, we sat on the floor.
The first thing we did, we sat on the floor. We got a couch. I prepared a meal, put a meal on the table, and just sat on the floor because it was comfortable, right?
Yep. Tons of resources in our community, and not only do we have our free downloads there, but there are other people that are throwing out their ideas and saying how optimizing their home for movement has improved certain things in their lives. And that's totally different than our experience, and that's why we love our community members, our Pilates for the People community members, because our experience isn't everyone's experience, and everyone has a different experience, and that's why community is so great. Please come join our Pilates for the People community. We want to hear about your experience.
One of our students would put something out of their reach in their kitchen, just a little bit out of their reach, so when they have to reach for it, they have to really stretch and really reach.
Yeah, like a common, like the dish soap.
Yeah, or salt.
I love having like a soft little blanket around and balancing on it. That really helps me focus in the middle of the day when my attention starts to get spread out between too many things, and I should just be focusing on one thing. So I focus on a balance, and that's a great way to improve my day. Just that one little thing.
Get creative and give us all the tips because we want to learn from you.
Yeah, so join our community. Pilates for the People.